Why is tennis scored so weirdly? Who came up with this? Hello?
Hey, the car won't start.
Does it just click?
Yes.
Alright, I'll be there. Need to name this channel Sports Dad Fixes Stuff. Hello and welcome back. Have you ever been at an event, been there most of the day, you're hot, you're tired, you just want to go home, and maybe you left the portable fridge plugged into the car, maybe you had the lights on, maybe the dome light was left on, and you go to start your car and you get the dreaded click, click, click. It's happened to all of us. It's happened to other team parents. So how do we fix this? Carry a jump start pack with you. It is one of the things that I recommend to carry with you, because between you and the rest of your team and the parents and the other sports kids, somebody's going to end up with a dead battery sometime. We've been through multiple jump packs throughout the years. We've had the cheaper ones that look more like a battery bank, and then they have a set of jumper cables that plug in. I actually looked for that, and I think I threw it away because that thing was pretty much worthless. Didn't do the job. I had a JNC660, which, if my editing skills are on point, I'll show you a picture of one here-ish. If my editing skills aren't on point, you're gonna have to Google that to see what it is. It's a larger unit, and we use that at the shop. On the side, I tend to work on a lot of vehicles. It's one of the hobbies I have. I will work on other people's cars to work on vehicles that we own, and then I buy auction cars and fix them. So it is pretty common for me to jumpstart vehicles. My father-in-law had one of these, a bigger model, that he used on the farm to start tractors, and he raved about it. So 2 years ago, I bought this one. So for the past 2 years, the bigger JNC 660 has sat in the shop. I haven't touched it, and this is my go-to jump pack unit. It's made by NOCO. NOCO does chargers to jump batteries and some other stuff, and they are just a pretty good product. I have no complaints about this. This one is the GBX, which stands for Extreme 75. It will put out up to 2,500 amps is what they claim. It's got a short set of cables on it, which have always been enough, because the unit's small enough you can put it under the hood, and I'll show you on one of our vehicles how it works. Red to red, black to black. Black preferably if you can go to a different ground besides just a battery. That works. It's got polarity protection, so even if you do hook it up wrong, it will not energize itself. And it'll have a little sign, emblem that shows you that the polarity is backwards. It's a little light right there. All you do, hook it there, hit the button, and whenever it is hooked up ready to go, these lights will start cascading across. Go in, start the vehicle. It is that simple. I will tell you that most things come with a flashlight. They seem to add a flashlight to every little battery pack and everything else, and I never use them. If you're like me, what do? You grab your cell phone and use it. The light on this one I actually do use, because if you're under the hood and you need a light to see where the battery connections are, I actually use this light. It's got a high setting, a low setting, and then it flashes SOS just in case you need it. But that light is actually handy. Now, if the battery is dead enough to where this will not pick it up, it will still work, but you have to pay attention. You will hook up your connections and make sure you have the positive connection to the positive, the ground to a ground, and then there is an override button. So if the battery voltage is low enough that this can't pick up that it is properly on the correct terminals, you do have an override option. I have started cars, smaller cars, without a battery in them, and just hook this to the cables, hit the override button, start the car, and move it. That is how much power is in these little units. This one here specifically, we'll go through some specs. I do have them pulled up just because you may want to know. They tend to rate these by how big of an engine they will start, and a diesel engine generally takes more energy than a gas engine. So this one here is rated at an 8.5 liter gas engine and a 6.5 liter diesel engine. So that will start about any common passenger vehicle out there. And you are even getting into the categories of some small buses. So they do make them bigger, they do make them smaller. Size it appropriately to what you need. The GBX75, the one that we have, seems to be about the sweet spot. It'll start the diesel truck, it'll start the SUVs, and obviously it'll start anything smaller. It does take a USB-C to charge. It will take a while if you're using a slow charger from DED to charge this unit up. If you are only charging at 2.5 watts, it will take 40 hours to charge this. Now, I have read and I have tested that it will take up to a 60 watt charger. So if you have a fast charger up to 60 watts and plug it in here, it will charge it there. It does have a USB-A out, and honestly, we never use this as like a battery pack to charge a phone or charge anything like that. I think maybe once we have, but we always just keep it charged and keep it in the vehicle so that way it is ready to go in case we need it. We never want to run the backup jump start pack dead in case the vehicle's dead or somebody else's vehicle's dead. I use it all the time. Like I said at the shop, I let it get to about half battery, I plug it in overnight, it's charged, and then I just throw it back in the car and forget about it. It weighs in at 3.77 pounds. The light is 400 lumens. Whenever you buy it new, it's going to come with a USB-A to USB-C cable, and it'll come with a 12 volt or like a 12 volt accessory plug, cigarette lighter plug cable to charge it, and it does have a little bag. Over the course of 2 years, we have none of those accessories left. I don't even know where they are. But it has worked flawlessly. 2 years of heavy use. We have never changed the battery. I've never messed with it. We charge it when it needs charged, and it is always there to start it. Start any vehicle that I've ever tried it on. In 1-ton diesel trucks, I've used it. I've used it on all kinds of cars, and use it on our SUVs. So for a little bit of insurance to have this, it doesn't take up much room. Keep it charged, just throw it in there, throw it in your car, throw it in your trunk, throw it in the back. Anytime we travel, we have it with us because we don't want to be a long way from home and have a vehicle not start. So it's a pretty little piece of insurance policy to carry with you, and it doesn't take up much room. They say the operating temperature is in Fahrenheit, -4 to 122. I've never had it not work. We've used it in the dead of summer and in the middle of winter, and it has always worked for us. But the operating range is -4 to 122. The internal battery is 74 watt hours of lithium ion. So they do have a lithium ion battery inside this unit. Real quick to show you how easy this jump pack works. Like I said, how the cables are always seem to be just long enough. Take our red cable, connect it to our positive battery lead. This vehicle has a ground lug, so we're going to go ahead and use it to ground the cable or ground the unit. Once it is hooked up, all we have to do is turn it on. And it is really that simple. So our connections are made. Hit the power button. See how the lights cascade? That means it is ready to go. We've got the white light, which tells us it is in boost mode. Go turn the key and start it. It is that simple. To shut it off, once the cable's off, it'll stop the boost mode, hit the power button, and it'll turn itself off. If you do happen to put the connection on backwards, it tells you before you even hit the power button that you've got the polarity reversed and you need to change your cables. So it does have fault protection on it. Well, if I did my job well, you would have just seen a clip of connecting this to a vehicle and it's starting, just to show you how it works. Like I said, it is pretty simple. It does have the polarity protection to make sure that you plug it in the right way. You know, positive to positive, negative to negative. Turn it on and go. After 60 seconds, the unit will automatically shut off. So if you go over a minute, you may have to hit the power button again. Like I said, we purchased this unit about 2 years ago. We've used it and it always works. My father-in-law has a little bit bigger one that he used on the farm for multiple years and it has never let him down. Overall, it is one of the best little jump packs that we have found. Just in full disclosure, like I said, we purchased this unit. We bought it, we paid for it with our own money. NOCO has no idea I'm making this video, and they don't send us anything anyway. But there will be a link in the description, and if you use that link, we do get a little bit of a commission for buying it through our Amazon link. Recommend it, it works, it's cheap insurance just to have in your vehicle, and be able to self-rescue yourself and not have to wait for AAA or wait for somebody else, or keep cables. Cables are so much bigger. Instead of jumper cables in this, or finding cables and you have to have a second vehicle. Give yourself a little bit of peace of mind. Go out, purchase one. The NOCO brand seems to work really, really well. We've been happy with it. What do you guys use? Leave us a comment. Like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content. We'll see you at the diamond.